Hello, businessmen, and how are you doing? I was scrolling through LinkedIn this morning and I saw a really lovely inspirational meme that said, "Dreamwork makes the teamwork." Yay! How often have you heard this phrase? And what is your experience of that? Well, I was reflecting on that, and something that I hear very, very regularly, almost on a daily basis, is, I didn't know that piece of information. Management or the other department never told me or us. Does that sound familiar to you? Yes or no? So if you are a business owner, if you have a small to medium business, if you want to make more money, more profit, then listen on, because there is a lot of dynamic going on underneath the surface in a team. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at motivation. So have you heard of negative motivation and positive motivation, whereby negative motivation is the avoidance of pain? So that could be over that way. And negative motivation is the avoidance of pain here, and positive is the pursuit of happiness over here. So what does that mean in a business environment? It means that a pullback motivation is, we need to make more profit now, yesterday, ASAP, or we're all effed. So everybody, quick, jump. Team, get motivated in a minute and produce more and do it with more motivation and positivity, so that we all move forward and make those sales, so that the stock market is happy, and so on and so forth. Have you ever sat in those AGMs whereby you're hearing that sort of speech? I certainly have, many, many times. And my question to you is, how motivating and how inspiring is that? Is it motivating? Does it make you get up and go, yay, let's make more profit so that we don't go down? That's one sort of motivation. I'm now going to propose to you another sort of motivation. And before I do, please note that success is not personal, it's structural. Success is not personal, it's structural. Now, what in the heaven do I mean by that? Well, some of the most successful people, I mean millionaire, billionaire, super people, they're not the most positive people, or sometimes they are. They're not the most motivated people, or sometimes they are. They're not the nicest of people, or sometimes they're really nice. So in other words, it's not dependent on personality or how somebody is. That doesn't necessarily affect their success financially, how well they are successful in business, in making money, even in making a difference with the business that they do. It ain't necessarily so. The thing that is the leveler, and pay attention, because not many people talk about this, woo, you might want to write this down, is the people that are the most successful again and again and again have a focus that is inspiring. The people that are the most successful in business, that have companies and organizations that thrive again and again and again, have a focus that is inspiring. So like Simon Sinek said and says, find your why. So I'm here to assert, and I've been facilitating personal empowerment for 30 years, leadership within that for 12 years. And the whole leadership thing is about being that inspirational leader. But the question is, how do you trickle that down to every member of your team in a way that is inspiring and motivating, so that you get the best out of everyone? Is that the question? Yes or no? If you had the answer to that question, if you knew how to implement that, would that be good? Yes or no? Yes, I think so. So if you think yes, then listen on. So one sort of motivation over here is, right team, everyone, get out there and make some sales now, yesterday, like in a minute, or else we're all effed. So here is a somewhat tangentially negative motivation. I'm just going to suggest that that's a motivation that hasn't got a very inspiring focus. Conversely, a different sort of motivation is an inspiring motivation. So say, for example, you started your business because, and you may not have a business yet, so even if you haven't, or even if you do, rewire this idea and just try this on. Try this hat on for size. You do what you do with your business because you really like it. Not for the money motivation, which is to fix a problem, but to do it because it's what you love. So the biggest distinction here is one type of motivation is to fix a problem, solve a problem. We better make money or else we're all done for. It's a somewhat not very inspiring motivation. Is it? Yes or no? What do you think about that? Does that motivate you? Or is it more of a fear-based motivation? You tell me. Have you been in that situation where you're feeling sick on a Sunday night and it's like, I've got to go to work and I've got to make those sales. I've got to make it happen. I feel sick. I can't find my mojo, and so on and so forth. So that's one type of motivation, or proverbial carrot, to get you and your team and your business and motivation up and running. The other one is doing and going for what you love just because you love it. Now, if love is a difficult triggering word, like I said on my video yesterday, then just something that you like, or something that you enjoy, or something that you're just really interested in. And go in there and investigate. Now, here's the proof of the pudding that this works. So did you know that many years ago, Google said to all of their engineers, right guys, you can have 20% of your time, that's 1 day out of 5 a week, to go forth and innovate and get creative and investigate, which, by the way, is how we learn all about the world when we're little baby tots, isn't it? Yes or no? Because we go sniffing around, putting our little sticky paws in all the plugs and everywhere, just like kittens, to learn about the world. And is that not the natural human curiosity? And does that make you feel alive and excited and like, wow, I wonder what's under there, I wonder what's in there, I wonder what would happen if I did this? Bang, let's find out. And it's fun and it's exciting and it's upward. It has a momentum that spirals upwards like this. It's a growing upward funnel, exponential discovery adventure. So what happened with the Google engineers is that they went away and developed the most amazing thing in tech innovation, mega monster profits, called Google AdSense. And they did that in their spare time because they were allowed to, within their job, to just get creative and play. Imagine that! Imagine that you could go to work and have a bit of your time, of your day, even if it's half an hour or an hour, but how much more worth it, what an investment of time would that be if all of the team were on board with the vision, with the overall vision, which was an inspiring vision. And that, my fellow businessmen, is the difference that makes the most successful business people and innovators and entrepreneurs. That's what makes them successful. That's the leveler. That's the leveler. They do it just because they love it and they want to go to work every day and sniff and scratch and see what's under there and see what's in there and see what happens when those two things go together. And because they're in a structure, success is structural, not personal. So notice it doesn't matter what mindset the person has or the team have got. They can be negative and they can be in a bad mood. But if they're all investigating and having curiosity, and it's arousing their imagination, which, by the way, is the most powerful force of creativity, and all the artistic design think people know this to be true, then that's what's going to level, that's what's going to up level, that's what's going to innovate and create those amazing offerings. And it's going to be born from excitement and curiosity and enthusiasm, and then motivation is a side effect of that. Do you understand? Are you with me here? Yes or no? Motivation and productivity and profit is a side effect of just loving it and really being excited and investigating, really investigating. I'll give you a real example. My mummy, when she was working, she used to be a biochemist, and she used to work with a Nobel Prize winner scientist, and she used to come home and tell me all about it. I mean, I am my mother's daughter, like the apple falls not far from the tree. Like, she's just one of these people that taught me my whole life, anything's possible. Anything is possible. Imagine having had that gorgeous message given to you all of your life. Anything is possible. And she told me these amazing stories. These scientists discover, because that's their job. They go and discover and investigate. And I suggest and I observe that's the heart of human creativity. So just to conclude, does teamwork make the dream work? Potentially, not really, if the motivation is just, come on guys, jump, 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 move, 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 get out there, make more money, make more sales. Potentially less, potentially not. Potentially teamwork makes the dream work if everybody is enabled to go forth, get creative, discover, innovate, such is the heart of human passion, desire, creativity, all the good stuff, which then as a side effect, and it's not pending on personality or mindset or attitude or catitude or beliefs or mental health, but it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You in your creative being, in your creative flow, are so big, you're like the sun. And it's so exciting. And that, how about that for motivation? Then teamwork makes the dream work. Dream work makes the teamwork, that makes the dream work, that makes the teamwork, that makes the dream work, that makes the teamwork, that makes the dream work, that makes the teamwork, that makes the dream work, that makes the teamwork. Can you see how then you naturally start to spiral upwards? And I'm going to talk more about this escalating, advancing structure in other videos about leadership and addressed specifically at you businessmen. This is just a Kickstarter because I wanted to acknowledge my friends on LinkedIn, Dreamwork Makes the Teamwork, and so on. Yes, and you can add so much more juice and spice and secret sauce to that. Okay, men, go forth and make the dream work, and I'll see you tomorrow.